Hey Pisces, I hope that you're all doing well and that everything is going exceptionally fantastic for you. Um, Please note, these are general messages, so they're not going to resonate with everybody. Just take what does, leave the rest. And if none of it resonates at this point in time, it just means it's not your reading this week. But that being said, there's always something good to learn, so it's good to hang around. And if you're one of my incredible subscribers, thank you for being here. You guys are amazing. And if you're not, go ahead, hit subscribe. It's free. Get your energy into the channel. It'd be so great to have you. If you'd like a personal reading, and thank you to everybody who's been getting them, you can book online, and you can find a link to my website in the description box below. So, I think I've bored you enough with the whole opening statement, and I think I covered all the housekeeping items, but let's get into it. I pre-shuffled and pulled the cards. That way I was able to meditate a bit on the messages that are coming out. What I love at this point in time for you Pisces is that here's your situation. I pulled two cards for the situation. You've got the Ten of Wands in reverse, as well as the Magician. So major arcanas are something that have to do with big shifts, and you've got quite a few of them. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, so, or five of them in this reading. So I feel like there's a lot that's going on for you. There's some big changes. You're in a growth cycle, as always. And what this speaks to is insurmountable problems, or flogging a dead horse, maybe feeling duty bound or resigned to fate. Maybe you've had too much responsibility or stress on the go, and that the cross was just too heavy to bear. It's possible that you were on the verge of a collapse or even a breakdown. You just didn't have the stamina left, right? Generally, it's just having too much responsibility and stress. And it's talking about continuing to do the same thing over and over again, right? Like working exceptionally hard but getting nowhere. Maybe you pushed yourself so far that you were on the brink of a collapse or a breakdown. And so this duty-bound thinking, or being resigned to your fate and having no stamina, or not being able to draw on energy to deal with the challenges that you're facing, because it's in reverse, I really like the fact that it's representing letting go and learning to say no and offloading, getting rid of duties and responsibilities so that you're able to manifest here. You're able to focus on the things that you want to create in life. I feel that you've been working so incredibly hard for financial security, stability, right? Maybe working hard to support your hopes and dreams, but because you've been working so much, you just don't feel like you're getting closer to them. But the beauty here is that this Magician energy speaks of having all of the skills, like all of the abilities that you possibly need to be successful. And not only that, but I'm sensing an end to this burden and this heavy lifting, because the universe is aligning to bring positive changes your way. It shows you that you must use your intellect and your concentration and willpower to make things happen. And it signifies as well a time in life where you have the power to manifest the outcome you want. And if it possibly is referring to other people in your life, it refers to someone that you can learn from, whose ability and wisdom will certainly impress you, okay? So keep your mind open in terms of what you're learning. Listen to everything. You don't have to take on board everything that everyone says, but there could be an opportunity here, like a golden egg, that's going to be presented to you to help you reach your dreams and your goals and get you to where it is that you want to go. This star card, which is the energy crossing it, was maybe at some point you were feeling a little hopeless, or a little bit of despair. Maybe you were feeling like, okay, nothing is going the way I want it to go, or I'm not getting any closer to where I'm going. Maybe you had a lack of faith or a lack of inspiration or creativity. Perhaps you were even feeling bored with life, right? Because of the fact that you were just working to keep this roof over your head and to be able to purchase the things that you want to keep up, quote unquote, with the Joneses, meaning, you know, got to have all the new things, all the new toys and whatnot else. But this energy crossing you is beautiful, because this magician being here, letting you know that you have all of the tools. And another piece to this too is, you know, you have all of the tools. Why? Because usually people that are this burnt out are the ones that are being sought out all of the time for their help and for their gifts and their talents. So I'm getting this feeling like, of course, there you were, maybe you were trying to get noticed at work for a promotion. Maybe you were trying to get noticed just to even feel valued. So maybe you worked yourself to the bone because it was the validation from others that made you feel good. But you're coming to a point now where I feel that you're starting to see that about yourself. It's almost like you've gone through your book of life here and you're starting, you know, maybe some of you are writing down some of your accomplishments and you're starting to realize that there's thousands of them, thousands. And it's like, why didn't you believe in yourself then? Right? What took you so long to believe that you're capable of whatever it is you want to do? Yes, it takes hard work, but maybe what you're starting to realize is that you've been working hard for the wrong outcome. Okay? An outcome that actually you don't want to settle for. And now that the star is turned upwards, it's hope for the future and inspiration and contentment. It's finding yourself feeling very positive and motivated and free, which I feel was a challenge, was this feeling free. But this is an energy that you can definitely envelope at this point in time. Like, you can embrace it, and it will help you to get to this 10 of Pentacles. So it represents a period of calm and stability that follows a storm. And that would make sense of this 10 of Wands. You know, it's like, this is the ending. This is the completion of a hard, rough time that you've gone through. And now we start again with the 1, right? But what's beautiful here too is you also have this 10 of Pentacles. And I'm getting this feeling like some of you, in terms of helping to make your dreams come true, you might end up, because this speaks of wills, unexpected financial windfalls, like a lump sum of money or deeds or trust funds or inheritances, okay? And it's solid foundations, security and happiness, but in all areas of your life. Like all Pentacle cards, it's usually connected to a financial or material situation, so you can expect especially good things in those areas in your life when it appears. So that combining with this star card makes me feel like you're going to be having a real sense of hope and renewal very soon because of this. It's a good card to get in relation to family, as it represents family responsibilities or values and support. Maybe you're going to find yourself tracing your ancestry or discovering your family tree when it appears, and you're going to find out somebody was quite important, and that might even inspire you, because maybe you're going to find out that you have talents that you inherited that you never even knew of, okay? But also, you may be looking forward to a family event or a celebration or a gathering, and, you know, being stable and settled. But I really like the fact that there's this windfall or lump sum of money, or maybe even inheriting a business for that matter, that comes with this. So there's something here about a windfall that's going to help you to achieve your dreams and feel more free. The foundation of this is, here you go. You're not paying attention to your intuition. You haven't been paying attention to your intuition or your creativity. You haven't been listening to what your soul wants, because I feel like you've been just going with the flow. And see how she's got the 2 swords up here, so she's blocking it, and she's got a blindfold on. So I feel like if this is you, Pisces, and keep in mind, this could be people around you too, all right? It doesn't necessarily have to be you. Apply the situation as you will. But I feel like you weren't really listening to what it is that you truly wanted, and maybe you were falling in line with convention. Maybe some of you are at this point where you feel like you've been working so incredibly hard, but what for? And I say that because in the recent past here, I see the 3 of Wands and the Chariot. Both of these cards speak to long distance, emigration, travel, moving forward, using willpower. And I'm kind of just getting this vision of being on a road, being free, seeing new areas, meeting new people, doing fun things. And maybe you're at a point where it's like the responsibilities of life could be holding you down a little bit. You could be feeling like, oh, I'm just so stuck, you know, because you got to pay mortgages, you got to pay for cars, you got to pay insurance, and all of those things that come with, you know, owning homes or just security and stability, right? But I feel like there's a part of you, and you've been trying to block it out, but a part of you wants to get going. A part of you wants to do something. This Three of Wands is about expansion. Maybe you're thinking of moving. Maybe you've recently been looking online at different cities or towns or areas that you could possibly emigrate to. Maybe some of you just really want to see a foreign land, or you're planning for the future, and that means a move of some sort or traveling. It also speaks to self-confidence and self-belief, but most importantly, freedom, because I'm getting this feeling of feeling a little bit constricted with the mundane, the day-to-day life, the I'm doing what everybody else does. So this Chariot speaks of willpower and moving forward, and again, travel. So I think some of you are craving some freedom and adventure. Hard work, I think it has paid off for you, and that there is success, and you are happy with the choices. But also, I feel like maybe some of you feel as though you've outgrown the situation that you're in at this point in time. You might have just been feeling like, okay, yeah, I've worked so hard, I've got everything now, but I want more. It's not satisfying your soul, if that makes sense. So what I see you focusing on here is trying not to feel those disappointing feelings, right? Sadness or grief, and that could be from anything. That could be grief and sadness from missing your travels and missing the exciting times where you were free to do what you want and go where you want, and you know, you didn't have so many bills, so you could actually afford to. I'm just getting this feeling that some of you, in order to get over this sadness or despair that you had felt in the past from the mundane, I feel like you're starting to move forward, and you might be doing so by accepting help from somebody else. So if you are getting a windfall of money or support in some way, shape, or form, take it, okay? It speaks to acceptance or forgiveness and healing, and coming to terms with any grief or sorrow at whatever it was that you left, and realizing that living the rest of your life in regret or mourning or sadness is not going to change anything, and that it's time to move on. And it's about opening up to the awareness of opportunities around you in the present. And what I really like too is that right beside it you've got this Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups speaks to emotional support, or if you can see, this little one is giving this other one flowers and whatnot else. It can speak to children or childhood memories, past influences, and again, that yearning or homesickness, nostalgia. Some of you might be wanting to return or reunite with people that live afar that you haven't seen in a long time. You might be really missing them, and that's why you've been feeling sad. But it also speaks to playfulness and youthfulness, and your creativity coming back, and kindness and goodwill and simplicity, right? And having that support. So I have this feeling that somebody may help you. I don't know how. It could be, again, with this inheritance of some sort, or whether they share your dream and they might jump on board and go with you. But I feel like your focus at this point in time is coming out of anything that's been kind of keeping you stagnant, you know, just focusing on the mundane day-to-day life. And somebody or something is going to inspire you, and you're going to be feeling alive again. And it really helps that you're putting down all of these wands, because those can be heavy to carry for so long. So what I see in the near future, because of all of this, what's coming up possibly in the next week or so for whoever this is resonating for, I'm getting that you're going to be breaking tradition. I think you're really going to be taking a good hard look at where you're at. And if you really see that you've outgrown a situation, you might be getting pretty brave. And I feel like you're going to be saying no to convention. You may want to change a traditional structure or social norms or any rigid rules. And those close to you may not understand this need to challenge the established way of doing things and maybe completely against it. But because it's a major arcana, you're going to feel compelled to think for yourself and throw away the rule book. And I mean, I'm even getting this feeling of somebody just saying, you know what, I'm going to sell everything that I own and I'm just going to go and travel, whether you go in an RV or whether you go and live off the grid or just something here, because I feel like it's the societal rules and the way that things are that you're just not happy with. It doesn't align with who you are. I feel like you're feeling caged in. And I feel like it's because of the fact that you've done what so many others have done, is, you know, you work hard to get the money, to be comfortable, to have everything you possibly need, but then you get it and it's like, well, I have it all right here, but what do I do with it now? Right? It's kind of like that, you know, always wanting more than what you have. And I think that some of you have just outgrown and been extremely successful in your life so far, but I really see some of you selling up shop, literally getting rid of your house and home, and hitting the road, just wanting a brand new life, wanting something new, something exciting, something to change, because it's like your spirit here, your psychic side is telling you there's something more out there. There's something more. And that's why this whole working 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, or, you know, working multiple jobs just to say that you can afford the most expensive clothes, all of a sudden that materialism doesn't seem so important anymore. All of a sudden that climbing the social ladder just doesn't seem so important anymore. So I feel like some of you are really going to be breaking with the traditional norms of society, which the Hierophant represents as well. And you're going to start thinking for yourself and doing for yourself and learning to live by your own rules while still listening to your conscience, right? But the goal is the freedom from oppression. And it's also, you know, opening your mind and expanding your horizons, which also speaks to that 3 of Wands in a positive way. As well, others of you, if it's not about selling up shop and moving out, it does have something to do with a possible conflict that may arise this week with somebody in power. And the reason why is because they could be a social climber. They could step on whoever is in their way to get to the top. They may, well, most likely don't care about anybody, because to them, they want to succeed no matter what. They could be ungrounded and overly ambitious. They could be mean-spirited and shallow. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse can even represent a sociopath. Okay, someone who's out of control, all right, someone who's disloyal. But most of all, it's someone who lacks social status, feels like they're always in poverty or in failure, and because of it, they want to climb to the top so that they can be the number one and have everything. But the problem is that they'll do it in the verge of getting what they want, and they don't care who they topple to get there. And maybe this is saying that you may have had rose-colored glasses on when it comes to this person. So keep your eyes open in the next week, Pisces, that if something or someone that you thought was pretty awesome turns out to show their true colors, take the blindfold off and believe them. And best to keep your distance, all right? So let's get you some guidance for the next week. Surrender to joy, absolutely. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. But do you see the way that this woman is jumping and she looks like she's flying and she's so happy? I feel that that is a lot of you who are going to be breaking free. And it may be a little hard. Part of you may want to pull back to the safety and security that you work so hard to gain. But others of you, you know, even though you do feel that pull, you're still determined to move forward because you've just outgrown this part of your life. And I'm so excited to see what some of you are going to come up with or where you're going to end up, what the next chapter is that you're writing. Okay? So listen to your intuition. Stop blocking it. Let it flow. Let the messages flow from your high priestess self. Okay? All right, you guys. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I am sending you so much love, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, Pisces.